Welcome back to A Course in Miracles. We are doing the workbook for students, and today we're on lesson 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. 1. Today's idea is the introduction to your declaration. Oh dear. I'm going to start that again. Today's idea is the introduction to your declaration of release. Again, the idea should be applied to both the world you see without and the world you see within. In applying the idea, we will use a form of practice which will be used more and more, with changes as indicated. Generally speaking, the form includes two aspects, one in which you apply the idea on a more sustained basis, and the other consisting of frequent applications on the idea throughout the day.
2 longer periods of practice with the idea for today are needed, one in the morning and one at night. 3 to 5 minutes for each of these are recommended. During that time, look about you slowly while repeating the idea 2 to 3 times. Then close your eyes and apply the same idea to your inner world. You will escape from both together, for the inner is the cause of the outer.
3. As you survey your inner world, merely let whatever thoughts cross your mind come into your awareness, each to be considered for a moment, and then to be replaced by the next. Try not to establish any kind of hierarchy among them. Watch them come and go as dispassionately as possible. Do not dwell on any one in particular, but try to let the stream move on evenly and calmly without any special investment on your part. As you sit and quietly watch your thoughts, repeat today's idea to yourself as often as you care to, but with no sense of hurry.
In addition, repeat the idea for today as often as possible during the day. Remind yourself that you are making a declaration of independence in the name of your own freedom, and in your freedom lies the freedom of the world.
The idea for today is also a particularly useful one to use as a response to any form of temptation that may arise. It is a declaration that you will not yield to it and put yourself in bondage.
Ooh, lovely.
So I
Mhm.
like that you spend some time both on the inner and outer world, that you
Yeah.
sit and you reflect outerly and then you sit and reflect innerly.
And we do that with while we are repeating the lesson for today, is that right? Yes.
Yes, I think 2 longer practice periods with the idea today are needed, one in the morning and one at night, 3 to 5 minutes for each.
I am
You
not
will
the
escape from both together, for the inner is the cause of the outer.
So if I am not the victim of the world, like within, I'm not the victim of my thoughts, right? I'm not the
Right.
victim of my feelings,
Yeah.
then I will not be the victim of the world
Right. If
because
you're
the
not a victim of your thoughts create your outer world. So
Mhm.
therefore you're not a victim of your outer world, and there's nothing to do but be in a loving state.
Yes, yeah. It's just to see that thoughts and feelings and perceptions do not define our holy mind,
Right?
right? We're not the victim of a feeling or a thought. We
Yeah.
just let them be. We let them arise. Like it says, let them come and go without like as much dispassion as possible.
Yes, where was that word?
Watch them come and go as dispassionately as possible. So basically with no meaning attached to them.
Hmm.
Right. I'm not the victim of the world I see. Perfect.
Excuse me. Remind yourself that you are making a declaration of independence in the name of your own freedom. We are practicing having freedom all the time. We're learning to recognize our attack thoughts. We are learning not to recognize, but we're just learning to notice all the
We're
things
learning
that are
not to
not
judge
true.
them. We're learning not to attack them.
Yeah, not
Like
to
bad
judge them,
thoughts don't need to
nothing.
be attacked. Fear
Yeah,
thoughts don't need to be fearful, like not to be afraid of them, like not to hide from them, but
yes,
just see them as meaningless with dispassion.
yeah,
And in that seeing, in that noticing, we declare that we are independent from them and we are freedom itself.
yes, yes. I am not the victim of the world I see. The idea for today is also a particularly useful one to use as a response to any form of temptation that may arise.
Right. The temptation would be I see victimhood out there.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
I'm
a
a
temp
victim of my circumstances that don't exist.
just other people's victimhood and all they're
Yeah,
acting out. And there's a
yeah,
lot of it right now.
yes,
And
yeah,
so we just look upon it without meaning. We don't place meaning on it because if we see a victim, or a victimizer, doesn't matter, they're both the
yeah,
same, then we can remember that we are not the victim and that we had that belief, but then now we just look upon it without passion, just with dispassion.
yes. With just noticing.
Yeah,
I like that you said that way at the beginning, with just noticing, because
it's
noticing is just seeing it without judgment, whether it's good or bad or anything. It's just noticing it.
it's very neutral.
Super neutral.
Yeah,
That's not even possible, right? Super neutral.
well, it's like it's like a declaration of neutrality. Like I declare that that everything I see is neutral. Like
Yes,
declare it because I am free of all thoughts that would oppose my holiness. Like
yes,
they're not they're not of me, they don't exist.
yeah,
But they can be felt and they can be seen, but they're not real.
yes, yeah. It's a fun practice. This makes life fun,
It
in
sure
my
does.
opinion.
It
This
makes
this makes things every
purpose.
fun.
It's
It's
purpose.
what?
It's purpose.
Yeah,
It's our purpose.
yes.
Yeah. It's
To
what
to
makes
remember and to notice and to remember again.
Mhm. The remembering is the joy. It
Yeah,
is the it is the joy. It's the happiness. It makes
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
And there's nothing in the world that can make happy like that. Like no, seeing, remembering the truth of who we are,
yeah,
which is freedom and our independence from bondage to this
yes,
world of victimhood,
yes,
victimizing, and all of that stuff that we were so attracted to. In fact, the mind is very attracted to that
yeah,
because it believes it's real and it needs to get rid of it because we are innocent.
yes,
So we are we are love. So anything that's not love, we want to attack it because it's not like us.
yeah.
But we're making it real. In fact, and then it creates victims and
If we're
victims.
doing anything more than noticing it, then we're making it real.
Yes, yes. Hating
We're,
it or
we're
loving it.
anchoring it more in.
Even even loving something that's not who we are. Like that is attraction is love. So if we're attracted to victims and victimizers, like we think we're hating on them, but we're not. We're making them real.
Yeah, yeah, which is a big difference. Yeah.
And
Three
just
to
to see
five
that.
minutes for each.
Yeah.
During this time, look about you slowly while repeating the idea 2 or 3 times, then close your eyes and apply the same to the inside. You will escape from both together. I mean, that's the good news, right? You will
That is the
escape
good.
the both together, for the inner is the cause of the outer.
Yes, from both together. I know, I love that.
Yeah. This is such a darn fun journey. And that sounds so innocent too, but and maybe a little hokey, but
Not at
it
all. It is the purpose of why we are here.
yes.
And it's all that we need to do. Like, really, that's what, the world that we made is not real. So it's not we, it's the mind of God that forgot that it's a mind of God. Like it believes it's a mind that is separate
Yes.
and it's fearful and it disassociates, right? It's learned to disassociate within its own world even because it had disassociated from its true source.
Right?
Yeah. So that declaration is amazing. I love that sentence. We declare
Mm-hmm.
our independence in the name of our own freedom,
Yep.
not as bodies, but as the mind.
Yes.
Because bodies cannot be free. Bodies they're just a projection and they can
Yes.
be made, they can be forgiven, right? They can be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to hold attack anymore. They can hold forgiveness.
And we can't have this journey without the body. So there's nothing wrong with our vessel here, our meat suit.
Hmm. But where it was made to attack can be now used for a holy purpose to forgive,
Yes.
which means to notice.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. For me, it's forgiveness is noticing. That's all it does. And it's
Yes.
remembering. Yeah.
Yes.
Because when you remember, you're forgetting, there's no more forgetting. And that's all it is. It's just a correction of the mind.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
it's
that
just,
makes total sense.
yeah, it's like, oh, that's easy. Just have to remember. Okay. And we want to, and also we want to have that desire to remember because if we don't have that desire, then we'll forget again, which
Yes.
I remember doing. Like, oh, I remember years of forgetting. It's like,
Yeah.
how did that happen? But it didn't really happen. But because nothing happened. It's all just,
Time sped up or whatever, it claimed to have done in our perception. And yeah, that's not right. In addition, repeat the idea for today as often as possible during the day. I am not the victim of the world I see. Sometimes it feels that way when we've got to do our work, right? To support ourselves here. Sometimes it just feels like that we are victims of having to be here and do the things that keep
mhm.
us fed and whatever here.
Yeah, because we believed it was true. It was true for us. But now we're turning around. We're turning all that around. And in that turning around, it feels difficult.
Right?
It's just the turning around, but it's like when you have your hand clenched really hard, like tight for a long time. Well, opening it feels difficult. It's like painful.
Yeah,
But once it's open, then it's no more pain. Like it's relaxed.
right.
But when it's been clenched for so long, trying, it's that first movement of opening it'll feel painful.
Because it's also used to being in this cramped feeling.
Yes,
And then once you open up and relax, it hurts almost to get to that true state.
yes, it does feel like pain. A lot of people, that's why they stay closed.
I'll be right back. It's time to take bread out.
I am not the victim of the world I see.
But I'm sure glad I can smell my bread baking. It smells so good here.
Are we recording? Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are still recording. Yes. Yeah. So whoever decides to watch this later will have to remember what it smells like to have fresh bread in the house.
It, it's home, home sweet home.
Right? They say whoever they are, because I perceive them, they say if you're trying to sell your house, making bread is like the best smell. If you're really anxious, to sell your house. Anyways,
I share that
totally
memory.
off topic here.
I share that memory with you too.
You do?
I share that memory with you. Yes.
Yeah.
I've, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun. Okay. So we are reminding ourselves that we are making a declaration of independence in the name of our own freedom by declaring, I am not a victim of the world I see. I'm getting closer and closer to understanding why I see what I see out my window. And I don't see the beach that I really want to see because it's all an illusion, anyways.
Yeah. And just what, and just notice your preferences, and it's neither good nor bad. It's just a preference.
Yeah,
And maybe you'll have your beach again one day. We don't know.
I don't know. I just might. I don't know.
Hmm.
But we are not the victim of the world I see. So that sentence in itself, I see, is back to using our bodies to see outside and then our hearts to see on the inside.
Yeah, you can use any sense perception actually in place of that word see. You can use any sense perception.
I am
And
not a
that's,
victim of the world I smell.
yeah, like if you smell something really horrible, or if you feel something horrible, like we're not a victim of that because it doesn't define us
Yes.
because we are independent from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I think we will end the recording here. And we miss Kelly today. Just saying, Kelly.
Yes, we miss you, Kelly.
We miss you. Have a great day.